What's going on, good people? Rich here.
School in the building. What's happening?
Welcome back to another episode of the Culture Garden Podcast. First and foremost, shout out to the one and only Ray P.
Ray Pizzle.
What's happening with you, man? It's been a while, man. School, how you feeling, bro? It ain't been a while for us. I done talked to you numerous times, but it's been a while since we've been on the airwaves, as they say.
Yes.
How you feeling, brother?
Feeling great, man. Feeling great, man. You know, we got some big announcements and shit, so I'm just super excited about what this summer is about to be, man.
Absolutely, man. We are here for episode 144.
Sheesh.
144, absolutely here, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you as always. Please remember to like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. We took an impromptu spring break. All three of us were working on different things. Of course, I have a multitude of podcasts that I work on a weekly basis, but we also had We Got Y'all. So Rachel was cooking up at We Got Y'all. And of course, I had the honor and privilege of joining her for those conversations. We talked about season 2 of Paradise. And early in that process, and I'll say this, one thing that I learned from last year, 2025, is not to put too much, why you dancing, man? What you doing, man?
Hey, it's going to be a good year, man. There's already been one. Shit.
Hey, I'm about to say, Mike don't come out for another couple weeks, bro. Chill.
24th, you know we in the building.
I already know. One thing, but I was going to say, one thing that I learned from last year was not to overextend myself. Sometimes when you're in this space, especially when you get consistent with it and you get to a rhythm, the last thing you want to do is have life interfere with the schedule and the routine. So it's kind of one of those things where no matter what, we got to find a way to get an episode out and put this out. And 2025 was a lot, bro. It was a lot. It was very draining for me personally. So I told myself, man, we're going to be intentional and efficient. We're still going to drop weekly episodes, but if there comes a moment where it feels like life is becoming too much because of it, then it's okay to scale back a little bit, because it's not like we're not recording. We also have other things. So that's why we put some bonus episodes on this feed while we were still working. We were able to put an episode of We Got Y'all for those who don't subscribe to the audio feed, so that way you can see what that show is like. And of course, we just recently released Who the Fuck Asked You, which is Skool's pod. One of my favorite episodes. Actually, it was planned to reach. We were planning on releasing another episode for that bonus, but I reached out to Skool last minute and just said, hey, man, can you send me this episode too? Because it was about the top 5 cartoons. And if you came from our era, it's just a fascinating and fun conversation. Shout out to Mo with Childish Grown-Ups. He joined Skool and Radio on that episode. So once again, it's just an opportunity for those who don't subscribe to the audio feeds to get a chance to know what those shows are like. And if you like them, subscribe to them. And of course, We Got Y'all in Culture Garden share YouTube page. So if you primarily watch on YouTube, you would have seen it anyway, and it's all good. But yeah, man, we dropped those bonus episodes, and now we back, as I mentioned.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, for sure. There will be spoilers and explicit content. And before I even get into today's film, Skool mentioned it. We'll wait until next week when Rachel's with us. She literally just texted us while we're recording this. She literally just texted us her pick for next week. So I'm excited. I'll tell you why, because I'll tell you why after we finish recording, and I'll talk about it next week. But once Rachel's back with us next week, we'll have a big announcement for everybody out there to talk about an opportunity that we were presented, and we're looking forward to it. So that's why Skool was dancing earlier. It's going to be a fun summer. A lot of good things going on. And today's film, as I mentioned, we're discussing Superfly. The 2018 version, not the 1972 version. The 2018 version. Superfly synopsis. With retirement on his mind, a successful Atlanta-based drug dealer sets up one last big job while dealing with trigger-happy colleagues and the police. Skool, I don't think people need to ask whose choice this was. This was your choice this week to go ahead and choose this. And I want to be clear. Scheduling is why Rachel's not here. However, because we're not even scheduling on our normal day. We had to reschedule this 2 or 3 times. But she did want to make sure we let y'all know she loves this movie. She loves Superfly. She really fucks with it. Skool, this was your week to pick. What made you go with Superfly?
The reason I went with Superfly is because shout out to 8585. If you know, you know, we talk about this house and our grandparents and just everything. I think besides your dad's, or your mom and dad's, and his influence on us with movies. When it comes to like older movies, for me, our Uncle Stanley was that for me, and he got me hip to the original Superfly. Especially like shout out to Ron O'Neal, Curtis Mayfield, like
Gordon
that
Park
whole
Jr., the director,
all that stuff. Like he got me hip to that. And I just was curious. Like he came across my mind, and then that moment it came across my mind. I was like, you know what? I still ain't seen the new Superfly. I'm curious. I want to check it out. So that's what it was. Kind of like some homage to Uncle Stanley in a sense. Yeah, man. He got me hip to a lot of them old school movies. It was Shaft. Yeah, all that. Pam Grier, how she was looking back in 77.
Damn, man. You just threw it back with that one, man. Make me miss 85 just because it's one of those cribs. It was our grandparents' house, as we mentioned. And if you've been following us for a long time, y'all know we got a big family. So it was one of those houses where anytime you pull up, you have no idea who's over there. You don't know what aunt, what uncle, which one of your cousins, all types of stuff. So that's at a random, not to mention the holidays and the stuff, everybody gonna be there. But literally on a random Tuesday, you can walk in and three of your favorite cousins just in there. Y'all just having a time. But once we got older, like you mentioned, just being able to go in there and go in that room. Because you knew Uncle Stanley was probably in the living room watching something. And you just sit down. Because, we came up in a generation where deference was still a thing. So you ain't just walking in and taking the remote. You might ask. Uncle might be on his way out and you'd be cool. But for the most part, you watching whatever he's watching. That's how, what's our movie? Bustin' Loose.
Yes.
That's one of our movies that we got hit to over 85. Just from sitting there and not having a choice of what's on TV. So one of those areas, man. Shout out to Unc, man. R.I.P. And shout out to 85. Yeah. So I didn't know that was the reason. So that's dope. I mentioned we're not doing the 1972 version. We might do it one day, but it's the one thing I do like about it. It's the same characters. It's the same concept. Like the plot's the same. They really just modernized it and made it something that's up to date with the same type of story. And we'll talk about the film itself. As far as the stats go, it was released a few days before your birthday, Skool, June 13th, 2018. Directed by Director X. I think his name, I forget what it used to be before Director X, but it was something else X. But music videos, he done Drake. He's from Toronto, so he did a lot of Drake videos. He's done an episode of Cross, which is on Prime. 2 episodes of Genius. So Genius was the show with Aaron Pierre and Kelvin Harrison Jr. That's Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. And then Mike. I think he did something. I wrote Mike down. Oh, the Mike Tyson, Trevante Rose, Mike Tyson Hulu joint. He did that as well. So that's kind of the big stuff he'd be known for. It was written by Alex C., who created the Wu-Tang series, that's on Hulu, Watchmen, and Gran Turismo. So those movies. And had a budget of an estimated $16 million. Now, Skool, I don't know what's right or not, because I saw reports that said 16. Saw some reports go as high as 30 million. So it seems like a wide range depending on who you're talking to. But the official that I found was a budget of 16 million. It made $20.7 million, 6.8 million that opening weekend. And it opened right at number 6 in the box office. Top 5 that week. Incredibles 2, Ocean's 8, Tag, Solo, a Star Wars story, and Deadpool 2. That's the top 5. It's hard to crack that top 5. It's funny, man, because I was trying to take Skool to see Tag when it came out. I remember, like, Skool was like, yeah, man, I'll go. And then he didn't want to go, man. I was sorry. Either way, did you ever see Tag? You still seen it? You still have it?
Yeah, I seen it.
Okay.
Shit was raw. It was definitely...
Well, that was the reason. Remember, I told you, I said, because I didn't... Skool has talked about this before. I didn't know you could still make comedies like that in 2018. Like, it was one of those throwback, using words that you're not allowed to say anymore. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta get Skool hip to this. But and the movie is currently streaming on Stars. So if you want to watch Superfly, it's currently streaming on Stars. I'm sure they got it like a 3 years for 30 cents deal. Stars be hitting you with them deals.
Oh yeah, they do.
For real. You get a whole year for $1.
Even if you have been a member, you ain't been for a while. Hey, hold on now. Got a deal for you.
Make sure you ain't going nowhere. Man, don't leave. Brother, please.
Real quick.
Brother, please.
You a big Ocean's 11 fan, 12, 13, all that. Ocean's 8.
Yeah, what about it?
Did you rock with it?
Did I rock with it?
Because I know it's kind of connected, right?
Yeah. Because that's Danny Ocean's sister.
Yes.
Anne Hathaway's character is Danny Ocean's sister. Rihanna's in it. I'm trying to think of who else. Off the top of my head, it had a star-studded cast.
Yeah, Kristen Stewart's in it.
Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen it. I know they had a deleted scene with Limus, who was Matt Damon's character.
Yeah.
Matt Damon had done something or said something crazy around that time. Not too crazy because, he ain't never been canceled, but he said something that or maybe he didn't say something. Maybe it was just something they wanted to focus on the characters and not bring up over anybody. I can't remember. Either way, I remember it being cool. I never revisited it. I think I will. I'll probably go back and rewatch it just to see my thoughts on it. But
yeah,
shout out to the whole Ocean series.
Yes,
we gotta do Ocean's 11 soon.
Yeah,
we gotta do Ocean's 11 soon. Nothing too notable when it comes to awards. As far as the cast, we have Trevor Jackson as Priest,
legend.
Jason Mitchell, nigga said a legend. Jason Mitchell is Eddie, who was Priest's best friend. The legend, may he R.I.P. Michael K. Williams is Scatter.
Yes.
We have Big Bank Black is Q, the leader of Snow Patrol.
All right, that's enough.
Antoine Big Boy Patton is Merrill Wendell Atkins. And I believe that's pretty much it as far as what we have as the cast. Skool, I got to ask you, classic or not?
Hell nah. Real quick, though, before we get into that, never mind. We'll talk about it.
Nah, go ahead, man.
I was going to say one thing that I caught when I watched this movie was Dom is in this movie from Country Wayne Skits. She plays Rochelle. Fat Big Eddie's or Fast, whatever.
I didn't know. I haven't. This is a whole nother conversation we having right now. I haven't watched Country Wayne Skits in a while.
You remember Dom, though.
It's dropping in, but I used to be a faithful. Once he took him off Instagram, I kind of lost. But I used to watch those every day, dropping 3 or 4 a day. I know he still does on YouTube, but I'm not sure who she is, so I wouldn't have known her from that. But it makes sense since it's based in Atlanta and all of that good stuff. So we'll get into it as well. But to answer your question or to answer the question I asked, no, it's not a classic. Not a classic. But I'm not mad at it for what it is, for being a remake of a film from 1972 and what is a classic as far as Superfly.
Yeah.
It wasn't a terrible. It could have been a lot worse. Let's put it like that.
Yeah, for sure.
It could have been a lot worse. Dang, there was something I was going to ask you and I can't remember. As far as the origin of the film, Future produced this film. Yes, that Future Hendrix. He produced the film, confirming Director X is the director. And it's funny because the principal photography started in January of 2018 and filming wrapped in March of 2018. And the film was out by June of 2018, which for those of you who don't know the behind the scenes workings, it never works like that.
Nope.
And it kind of leads to a point that I was going to say. It's really just an advanced Tubi movie. And that's not a knock because y'all have heard us say, and it's not a joke. I'm not saying it like in a tongue-in-cheek matter.
Yeah.
I love Tubi movies.
Yeah.
I love Tubi films just because they are the fuckery that you need in your life sometimes.
Yes.
And this is just a bigger version, even when you look at like the cinematography and the way they shoot things. So I talk about a show called The Dirty D a lot. And in The Dirty D, they always do, you can tell like a drone took these shots of like downtown Detroit or whatever. And there's moments in this movie where you're seeing certain parts of Atlanta and it looks the same way. It's just a transition to get to your next scene. And it's like, all right, I know you ain't y'all using the same 4 or 5 shots throughout the entire movie. You're just kind of making it work. So just using what you have, even though they have a much larger budget, I'm assuming, than your average Tubi films, using what you do have and kind of making the most of it. So as I mentioned, it's not a knock on it. They did a really good job, and I think that's what makes it entertaining. And probably why I like it, because I like stuff like this. If you're not into this, then I can easily see you being like, oh, no, I'm out. Because I remember Skool, and I don't know if you do, I remember people dogging this movie when it came out.
Yeah, for sure.
I didn't watch it right away. It kind of steered me away because it looked like some –
You see it, how long it took me. Shit. And, again, a lot of that for me was seeing the original when I did, giving me the game on how – important that movie was, all that stuff to where, that shit comes out. And like you said, January, February, March, June, it's out. But in the defense of that, shout out again to something that we mentioned a lot with Ice Cube. Like Ice Cube uses a lot of video directors to make movies, and the reason why is the same reason why this was probably done. Like they know how to get shit done quickly. They know how to. You got to figure like this is a they're making a video for a single, like, and sometimes singles might not last as think you take a single, you take a month to make a video, like that shit could be over with by then. So usually the record label probably giving you 4 days. Hey, you got 4 or 5 days to get this video out. You got 10 mil, if that's Michael Jackson video, 10 mil, and whatever. So that's really dope for real, for especially for what we got out of the movie. Like you said, it's a little bit more of an advanced Tubi movie.
Yeah, and great points. The music video director thing, I'm here for it, and it's really about what your expectations are and how well you want to go into the film. Like, so something you mentioned in a previous episode, I can't remember when, but some shit you just got to turn your brain off and go.
Yeah,
it's not something to be analyzed or to be studied too deeply. Superfly ain't that. You just kind of walk into the theater. And I don't know about you, but one thing that I've really been enjoying has been going to theaters blind in regard to like not looking at any trailers, just kind of seeing a poster for something. And you can get away with that now in today's era. Because they don't really, I forget who I was talking to. I might have been talking to Big Sis, where you don't really watch commercials or ads. Well, let's actually take this back a little bit. The way we consume content, a lot of it's on YouTube or something like that. So instead of commercials where we would sit down as kids and you have your commercial breaks and you're seeing all this stuff, now they're ads. They're not really showing ads for films. And not too many people are watching commercials or live TV. You're watching it on streaming, whatever the case is. So there's a lot of times where you don't see a trailer for a movie unless it's a big, big deal. And
has to be
being able to escape that has allowed me to go to theaters and just say, oh, I recognize the poster. I knew these people were in the movie, but I have no idea what the premise is and what it's about. I think about Crime 101. I didn't really watch the trailer for that came out in February with, was it Liam? Was it Chris Hemsworth and Halle Berry, Mark Ruffalo? I just saw a movie, The Drama, with Zendaya and Robert Pattinson. And what a predicament. We'll talk about that. I don't even want to say anything because I don't want to spoil it, but I'll talk to you about that, School, and see if you're going to see it because I want to have a conversation. But either way, I was saying all that to say I didn't go into Superfly with any expectation. All I knew was people saying it was trash. And then I watched it, I'm like, oh, it's just Superfly 2018. Like, it is what it is. Like, what were y'all expecting from this? It's a blaxploitation spinoff. So it is what it is. But I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it overall. When it comes to first experiences, I know we kind of talked about it a little bit, but do you remember the first time watching this?
2 days ago? Shit.
You had never seen this before you picked it?
Nope. That's why I picked it.
I thought you did it. I thought you had seen it.
No, that's why I just said it goes.
I know you did that. I'm sorry. I know I heard what you just said.
Yeah.
I could have sworn when you originally told me what your movie was.
Never seen this.
You might be right. Maybe I'm well, you are right. Okay. What were we'll talk about it when we get into the movies. I was the same way. Rachel has seen it. I know I never saw it until you mentioned it. So
and that kind of got me hype. I ain't gonna say hype, but it did though, where I was like, oh shit, Ray P fuck with it. So, and listen, I'm not saying I don't fuck with it. That's not what I'm saying at all, because I definitely do. I just wish it had a different title. And
what makes you say that? Why you wish it had a different title?
Because of the legacy behind the original. So much so that I don't know, man. This movie, this could have been remade in the whole different sense of like really having top actors and a great director. And this feels like Future was getting high shit watching the original and just was like, oh, this should be dope in 2018. Like, and they did it.
That's part of the, in a weird way, that's part of the charm of the movie for me. That somebody did feel like somebody was just at home lighting up, pouring up, and was like, you know
Yeah.
what, we should do this shit. And there's always a nigga with some money and some resources that can actually make it get done. I would love to know more about who he went to. Like what studio, I forget what studio did this film, but how all of that worked. I think Sony was involved because you got Sony products all throughout. But how that even came about and who do you link up with to talk about, hey, I got this movie idea. Because if you somebody and Future calls you and says, hey, I got an idea for a movie, like what's your first thought? Which is probably why Director X is doing it.
And that's, again, they probably made the film themselves already, and they just was like, we'll back it and put it out for you. Like, they probably ain't have much to do with nothing. Shit. I highly doubt that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a very interesting concept when you think about it. When you talk about what were we just doing recently about an undercover, we did In Too Deep, I think. When we talked about In Too Deep, you had the conversation of part of the reason the film doesn't necessarily go all the way over, curl all the way over, as Rachel would say. Because you had similar movies right in the same era. Where we talked about Donnie Brasco, which is all about that undercover thing that came out 2 years prior in 1997. Deep Cover came out in 1992. Like we've seen other versions of these movies that were a little bit better. I think about the concept of like One Last Deal, like one last score before we retire. I think of movies like Heat. I think about Carlito's Way. And obviously those are in their own. And now I would do all due respect to Superfly, the original, because this is literally the same story. So, and obviously that came out way before these. But in modern times, and even outside the blaxploitation era, you look at those two movies and probably some other ones that I'm not thinking of. Maybe even Point Break will probably be under the land of Undercover. But just that One Last Deal. Do you think about that as you're watching something like this, where you're comparing it to a Heat or Carlito's Way, or is it in its own lane just because of? I guess looking at your face, I probably know your answer. If this had Jamie Foxx and Will Smith and all these big actors, and it was like this, it would probably be a disappointment. But when you see, all due respect to the actors who are in this film, when you see it's not necessarily A-listers, it's kind of like, all right, then well, I kind of know what I'm getting myself into.
Yeah, you're willing to, like you said, cut your brain off. You know what I mean? But if you do have those your Jamie Foxx, your Will Smiths, your brain is on because you're like, there's no way that Will Smith or Jamie are signing up for some bullshit. Listen, as I look back, one of my favorite things about the original Superfly is it came out in 1972, and you know what came out in 1972? The Godfather. And for it still to live up and have its own lane and still get respect, and just like The Godfather, still get talked about to this day, like that in itself is an amazing, because it ain't too many movies that dropped after Godfather that's still talked about. So
yeah, that's also an interesting conversation that I've had before, where all the movies that are made in a decade, there's only a handful of them that get remembered. So you think about the 70s, and time moves forward, as we know. So the more it moves forward, that means the further away you are from some of these original things. So I remember schooling myself being kids, and when you think about it, the Motown era is older than our 90s rap era is right now, to like the new generation. So when we were kids and Saturday morning, you waking up to, soul music or Motown or all these legends and all these songs that were made in the late 60s or even 70s, that was only 20, 25 years prior. Now we're 25 years from 2001, not even to mention what was going on in the 90s. So to stand the test of time, I say all that to say, it's common for us to be in 1996 to look at a movie from 1976 and say, oh, it's only 20 years old, and we can kind of still get into it and still carry it with us as adults. But it's hard to sit down someone who was born in 2008 and say, hey, go watch this movie that came out in 1975. They're just not going to do it. It just doesn't. It's not appealing to them. So their version of that is going to be, like I said, 2005 or whatever all that stuff is. And even then, how many movies are you going to get somebody new to say this is a universal classic? So if I said, hey, I'm giving you movies from the 70s to watch, there's only a handful that you can say translate regardless of any. I recently saw Godfather Part 2 in theaters when it came out early this year, I think January, and I went to go see it. One of the best movie experiences ever because it's a classic. Like I literally got goosebumps almost a little bit when I'm talking about it when that score came on, and I'm sitting in the theater, it's like, oh shit, because I never had a chance to experience that. And that was just a time for me, but I don't know how many other people would have spent 3.5 hours on a Saturday in the theater watching Godfather Part 2, especially when you've seen it before. But that's just how good that movie is.
Absolutely. Oh man. And again, like you were just saying, like I feel like every generation has that because I feel like in the 60s, you couldn't get somebody, a young kid in the 60s to watch a silent film, to watch Charlie Chaplin, like, and to your parents, that was 20, 30 years ago. Like this is some of the first movies. Like this was buzzing back then. Like, and you like, they ain't saying nothing. Like he ain't doing nothing. Like, what is this shit? Like,
you don't know. And that's something I've been working on anyway, because I think I've hit a wall with new content when it comes to, I just haven't seen that many things original recently. There's been some things that stand out over the past few years, but for the most part, when you go to the theaters, it's kind of the same stuff, same story, so on and so forth. So I've been digging into like the 70s, 80s, a lot of the gems and things like that. Right now, I'm doing a Spike Lee rewatch.
Okay,
so I'm going literally in order.
You said you were gonna do that.
Yeah, I just watched You Gotta Have It, his first film, earlier this week. So I'll be moving on to School Days. I know we did an episode. I thought that episode we did was recent, man. We did that in 2024. It's like a year and a half ago, which is crazy. And then you got Do the Right Things, which I also saw in theaters at the end of last year.
Yeah, you said
then I think you get into Jungle Fever or Malcolm X, Jungle Fever, whatever the order is. I'm going to be watching those. But either way, it's just fun to go back into history, see what holds up, see what doesn't, understand why, and then go from there. So let's get into the movie. You ready?
Sure.
All right, man. It's your movie, man. We're going to kick it off. What's your first scene?
My first scene would definitely have to be the club. When they at the club with Snow Patrol.
Opening scene?
Opening scene, yeah.
Well, let me, before you get to the club, let me talk about the opening scene, because y'all know I've always mentioned I like a good character introduction. And remember, I go into this blind with people telling me how bad it is. And I kind of, the hair is what it is.
Like, you like the voiceover?
I think it falls under the line of I don't really care.
Okay.
Like there was nothing that this movie is going to do to make me think it was great. All it could do was exceed expectations, if that makes any sense, right? I didn't see myself thinking like, oh, this is about to be great. I was like, all right, then this the best it can do is be better than what I thought it was going to be, and it achieved that. And kind of going to what you said before I even get into the scene. You mentioned how you didn't like the fact that it shared the same name. That's the same gripe I had with House Party. Not the original House Party, the House Party that came out in 2019, 18, whatever, with Jacob Lattimore. That film wasn't that bad. I saw it in theaters. It wasn't that bad. Where they fucked up was they called it House Party. If it had its own original name, that film would have been a lot different, or people would have viewed it differently. But if you call it House Party, which is still a bona fide certified classic, like to this day, like I can watch House Party right now on a loop. Like that's how good that movie is. But once you call it that and kind of make it in that world, it's hard to really let it get its own identity. But anyway, the opening scene, I like a good character introduction, and we get the over-the-shoulder shot. So the shot that Goodfellas made famous with the classic walking through the restaurant or the club and the kitchen area. We had that over-the-shoulder shot where Priest is walking in. And you could tell he's somebody, right? So you could tell, and it's Priest. That's Priest. It's that and the third. And shout out to old dude. He was actually in House Party as one of the full first force niggas. The dude Liddy. Like, he was in there as one of the full force niggas. But Liddy was on there just on some trash. He got the whole crew there, and you think he the tough guy. You think he the tough guy. He talking about I'm the biggest center there is. And Priest said, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Oh. He said, hey, hit him with the stats. You still go to church every Sunday, right?
Church every Sunday.
He was at New Birth, and now you had New World Changers or World Changers, and It reminded me of the Young Thugs. At first, he was a Crip. Now you're blood.
Hey, chill.
Hey, shout out to everybody who understands and remembers that reference, buddy. Man. With a random ass Young Thug game.
Hey.
At first, he was a Crip. So I don't want to smoke when you got Crips on your side. Now you're blood. Hey, Thug funny for real, low key.
Hilarious.
But he's talking all types of shit. Your auntie play the keys there, don't you? Like, don't you think she'd just be disappointed if she knew you was out here doing this? Yep. He broke down the whole crew, talking about your girl and your side chick about to have a baby.
Yeah,
why don't you put them in the same room, save yourself the fucking up and down time? Yes. Look at me when I'm talking to you, Liddy. Like, he was sonning these niggas. Yeah, and it was like, damn, who is this? Pretty much, I got the drop on all you niggas.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you go ahead?
I ain't like the comparison to God, but yeah.
Yeah, give me the keys, all that. Mm-hmm. He said it in the next scene that you're gonna talk about. I ain't get the money, but I took something better. I took his pride.
Yep.
Like, he always gonna be in debt to me. Niggas will never forget that. And that's right. You wouldn't dress somebody in front of their whole crew. I ain't no coming back from that.
Nah, hell nah.
And it just lets me know you're prepared, you're on top of things.
Mm-hmm.
This isn't casual information. You got to really do some research and find this out. Where you go to church. Not only where you go to church, where you went to church before you went here. Mm-hmm. You got family members here. Who else in here? Like, all of that. That just lets you know what type of dude Priest is. And he's level-headed. Like, he's not one of those shoot-em-up gangsters where he going to air the whole place out because you ain't got my money. I'm going to find a positive situation in this. We're going to keep it moving. So I just appreciate the opening scene and just us getting that introduction to Priest so we know, all right, then this is what we in tune for. So I know you mentioned the club scene. What you got?
Yeah, and
Snow Patrol. Skool rep Snow Patrol. I don't know if y'all know, man. This nigga rep Snow Patrol. The first thing he texted me after he watched it. He said, nigga, where I signed up to be Snow Patrol.
Hey, anyway, the corniest movie niggas. Hey, them the corniest movie niggas ever.
Man, all of them niggas need to get slapped.
So yes, we go right into that, and I think that was, one of the things about the Snow Patrol was just showing you the opposite of Priest and his clique and how they get down. Like, Snow Patrol was in there fooling, bro. And I was with old boy that was like, "Yo, turn them cameras off!" Like, y'all tripping, like
Juju, the little hothead.
Yeah, old sucker ass nigga.
You said you was with him?
Yeah, when he was just saying like, "Turn them cameras off," like,
nah, the way he went about it was crazy. Like, that nigga was like,
yes. But listen,
shout out to Q. Q told them nigga, hell nah, the shit we doing need to be recorded. Nigga need to be captured on video. Hey, I love black people, man. I love black people.
What they do. That's what we do.
Don't nobody stunt like black folks.
No, not at all. So yeah, that scene, or excuse me, that whole situation. And then you find out that that Priest, just a smooth dude.
Two of them.
And he got two of them.
Two of them. Nigga.
Two of them.
Shout out to Lou Will.
And they loyal. That's the shit that got me, was like, and they loyal.
And they different. Like, different personalities between the both of them.
Different personalities, all that shit. Like, and like you said, one is gangster, she handled her business. And then one is, I think she's more like the intel, because she does work in the club, and that is
she was in that life.
Yeah,
a stripper and or dancer. I don't know exactly. I know she said she wasn't anymore, but I think she used to be. She's been a part of that life. You see it throughout the movie. She's ready to get her hands dirty. Where the other one's like the intellectual, went to college,
and they thinking
like he just happened to be a street nigga, but she ain't like that. She grew up in Buckhead in Atlanta. Like, she went to Spelman. You know what I mean? She ain't about that. Oh, girl, nigga, she's zone 6, nigga, whatever.
Yeah. She's ready. She's ready.
Meeting Juju in that scene was interesting because you just kind of see the personality. You a hothead for one, and you got the whole. I told you yesterday. I thought that was funny when he went to his Priest girl and started speaking a little bit of Spanish. Didn't know nothing. She started speaking it back. He like, I don't know none of that. Because that's how niggas are.
But I want you.
And black people will throw, if you know 2 words of Spanish, you're gonna throw them 2 words out there.
You're gonna say them.
You can say them 2 words. Yeah, I know this. That's it.
Hey, muchas gracias, huh? Let me get that.
And you see, Priest ain't even want nothing to do with him, man. He ain't want nothing he moves different, and obviously the symbolism. Priest got on all black, Snow Patrol got on all white, and you see Q once again just setting up the character of Priest. He's somebody because everybody wants his attention. As he's going in the intro, walking through, people whispering, "That's Priest, that's Priest." Now you get him in there. Hey, Priest, come up have a shot with us. And they had that little drink or whatnot. And Juju hating, like, I don't know why you let that nigga breathe, which I thought was funny. It's one of the funniest moments in the movie. I don't know why you let that nigga breathe. He's like, damn, he ain't do nothing to us. I'm like, damn, what Juju? Why you what that nigga did? But that whole concept of it and the what do you say? Yeah, I see you getting Sammy Davis Jr. on. Hide all the white girls. Like,
hey,
and shit like that.
Now let me ask this question real quick. Do you think that Juju knew that I can't remember her name, but his the chick, the bottle girl or whatever, was Priest girl?
I will say I don't know if he knew it, but it wouldn't shock me if he did. Like, I don't think that would have mattered. It would have gave him more reason to. So you got Georgia, who is the one girlfriend, and I think Cynthia. So Cynthia is the bottle girl, and I believe Georgia is the intellectual.
And she kissed that nigga in his lips.
Yeah, so I was wondering about that. Because she definitely, if he didn't know who she was, she knows who he is. Or at least she knows he's part of Snow Patrol.
Who don't, nigga?
You know what I mean? Everybody. They obviously they made that very clear.
Look like you part of that shit today, nigga. Shit.
Told you rep Snow Patrol, nigga. That's your shit. So I don't know, but I don't think it would have mattered to him. He looked like the type that can't wait to tell you that he fucked your girl.
Yeah, I don't. Again, like you said, I don't think it mattered. But it is something that crosses my mind just because of how much he disliked Priest, and again, he couldn't tell you why.
That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, damn, like that's just. Listen, I miss when people used to hate for the sport of it, just for the love of the game. Like the hate was just from the love of the game. You ain't got to do nothing. I just don't like. Nigga, I hate the way that you walk, the way that you talk. I hate the way that you dress, which transitions perfectly into the next scene. That nigga walked up on Priest outside the club drunk and told that nigga, man, fuck out of here, skinny jean wearing ass nigga. Like he didn't like the way he didn't like nothing about Priest.
Nothing.
He didn't understand why everybody's on his team. Like, nigga, why everybody on your dick? Like, who the fuck is you? You know what I mean? Like, pretty niggas, all that shit. Like, nah, bro, I don't care about none of that.
And I know you said, you ain't gonna say shit about the hair or whatever. I think two things. I think it was kind of a, big ups or homage to Ron O'Neal.
Yeah.
And then it also just how he didn't mind to be himself. Like, this is me. Like, all you niggas wearing fades and braids and this and that. Like, well, I'm gonna get an ass curl, nigga. Shit.
Well,
let's not forget that in 72, that's what niggas was doing. Shit.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the thing too. So, to your point, which is a great point, part of the reason I like Priest's character is because he is himself. Like, when you even his demeanor, like, so shout out to Trevor Jackson from the actor perspective. Like, he never looks like, it's not that he doesn't look bothered. He doesn't look like he's worried about anything but what he has going on.
Yep.
You can appreciate stuff like that. So when you see somebody like that, because I was going to make the point, in today's age, if you see somebody with their hair, you're going to make a little like laugh to yourself. But when you notice that they're not really there for the attention, like, this is who I am, you see them let it give a pass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So cats, I know a lot of stuff goes on where, cats are like painting their nails and all that. And it's a lot of stuff that might throw you off because you're not used to seeing it. But once you sit down and you realize, oh, you really it is. You're not trying to get attention. Like, you really like this shit. Okay, cool. And you just kind of let it be. And that's what Priest was. But Juju didn't care about none of that. And even then, this is when we outside the club. Even then, Priest was kind of like, he talked some shit and ignored it. And then he finally said some other shit. Priest mentioned, like, I'm walking away for your sake, not mine. That nigga up the tool on him. Like, he really wanted Priest up out of here. Up the tool on him. And they get to fight. And Priest started whooping their ass. Started dodging bullets on some Matrix shit. Yeah, started dodging bullets on some Matrix shit. And then old girl gets shot. And everybody has to leave. So, yeah. Did you have anything else to add to that scene?
No.
Yeah, man. And I think that's the first time you realize, oh, Priest got them hands, like he's trained, not just boxing, like he knows jujitsu or any kind of form of martial arts, taekwondo. I'm not sure exactly what the art form was, but either way, you knew he could handle himself. So, which I'm sure you have to, like, bro. If I'm walking around here with the perm, I know people gonna try to talk their shit.
Yes, I'm with you on that. But it also goes to, something that we find out later in the movie is that they've never killed anyone. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
I think if you're, because you can't be in the drug game.
I'm gonna get them Batman rules.
Yeah, like you can't be in the drug game, and I guess you cannot kill somebody. I think that's a little far-fetched, especially when you running shit. Nashville, Atlanta, Chicago, this, that, here, there. Like somebody got killed, nigga. I don't give a fuck what you think.
Well, I always read that as he never gave a green light on anyone, and he never did it himself. I think whatever happened underneath, whatever calls needed to be made, they happened. But I'm sure he wasn't with it. But that goes to your point, though, because I would like to know a little bit more. And it's not a big deal. It doesn't have to be the movie, but just the empire itself. Because how do you have such a far reach without having any kind of violence? And how does nobody know who you are? Like y'all,
again,
the dealers like Snow Patrol them know, so they know you in the game. You would have thought at least somebody like Juju was probably. There's another version that's not a hothead and is a snitch and just doesn't like you and just say, you know what, I'm about to put the drop on them, even if they can't prove it. I don't know. Just something I would have liked to dive into a little bit more.
Yeah, it's again, I think that ties into, cutting your brain off because there's things that just didn't make sense. Now, again, if they just was flooding the streets of Atlanta, maybe I can go for that. But again, for their reach to be so long, it's like, come on, bro. And then I kind of disagree with what you're saying. Like you saying that, he didn't okay it, he didn't blase, but he is the leader. So the final say always comes through him. Like, look how mad he was at Eddie. Like,
but that's my whole point. Like, so you can't control everything, especially when you have a big empire. Like,
yes,
I'm sure he would have. Like, Eddie gave Freddie that brick off GP, not because Priest told him to. Priest said the opposite. He didn't find out till after everything was too late that he gave him that brick, and he went off on him. So I think it's one of those situations where if people are making their own decisions, just like the whole thing with Freddie and the shooting. Like Priest never put the green light on that, but he had to say like cover for his men, and he was salty about it. Like, damn, Eddie really made that. What I tell you, we don't do that. So I think it's one of those things where, and that's a conversation we can have when we get to that scene, just about you can only be successful with a good team.
That's a fact.
Like, it's so hard to have that empire stay strong because so much ego has to be put to the side. If even if it's just one person that wants your seat, it'll never work. Everybody got to be on the same page and be cool playing their role. So, what's your next scene? We just talked about. Hey, niggas used to give it to. They used to be on people's ass wearing skinny jeans, bro. That shit funny to me.
Yeah,
he really like skinny jean wearing ass nigga. Like, damn, bro, I'm just wearing some jeans, man.
Just wearing some jeans.
What's your next scene?
My next scene would definitely be the introduction of Eddie.
Eddie at the gambling spot. Let's get into it.
At the gambling spot, man. Eddie basically that nigga, man. It just boils down to that, and he's having a hell of a night. Like he's rolling them dice, smoking, talking that shit, winning niggas money. Hey, that nigga hit the dice, turned around for good luck, turned around, still was winning. Like, and then of course, Priest walks in, and not Eddie, what's the nigga name?
Fat Freddy.
Fat Freddy is trying to, obviously he's trying to talk to Priest about something, and we don't know what it is, but Priest knows what it is because he's like, yeah, man, we'll get there. He's brushing him off because he's, it goes back to the type of man that Priest is. Like, he wants to help him in the sense of like, Fat Freddy had a better chance of saying, "Can I get $1 million and on loan?" You know what I mean? Rather than can he join the game? Like,
well, really, just switch positions.
Yeah,
because he actually wanted to sell versus being muscle, and it's like, bro, just do what you do. Because from Priest's standpoint, that's too much of a risk.
Yeah.
Like, and Eddie even told him, like, man, this shit we got to sell itself. Yeah, but it ain't. It's deeper than that. Like anything else, if you're not involved with it, it can look like one thing to you. Like somebody can come up to us right now, and I'm sure it's already happened to you. I know it's happened to me, especially early on, where people just hit me up like, "Hey man, I want to start a podcast," and I'm like, "Listen, man, like, start a podcast ain't the thing. Like, how long you gonna keep it?
Yep.
How long you gonna do all the other stuff behind the scenes that it takes to like make it rotate week in, week out?" I said, that's the part. And that's the thing that Freddie didn't know, because you're not a part of that. You just see us, and you get the fruits of the labor. But bro, like all the connections and the risk and that your heart pounding every time you got to make a deal, or you riding dirty with that shit in the trunk. Like, bro, that's not for the faint of heart. Like any moment can be your last day free.
Yep.
Or alive.
Yep. And like you said, when somebody brings a podcast up to me, I just tell them, look at the stats. Look at the stats of the average podcast, all that shit. Like, when we did our 100th episode, what was the percentage of podcasts that make it to 100 episodes?
Percent that make it to 100 or 12%. I can't remember. It's not
something
a lot.
Low.
It's not a lot.
Yes,
but yeah, either way, it looks different from the outside than the inside. When you put in that work, then you really understand. And Freddie didn't understand that. So that part was wild. But they, old boy, you got old boy mad, which is a real gambling thing, right? So the gambling etiquette. I know I've told this story before about blackjack. I was this is when I was in college in Toledo, and Detroit's about 45 minutes away from Toledo. So sometimes we would go up when I turned 21, we would slide up to Toledo to Detroit and go to the MGM Grand, you know what I mean? All that kind of good stuff. And I'll never forget on the blackjack table, because it's like a community gambling. Like when you're on blackjack, anybody can walk up and you kind of unintentionally, they are part of your hand now, because their decisions impact what could possibly be your cards, all types of stuff. And I remember, I don't know what happened, but this black dude, bro, he was about to whoop somebody's ass at that table. They had to call security, cops, all types of stuff over, because he was fucking up his money. Yeah. And I remember, like, you can't, and not only that, when you lose money, there's supposed to be an etiquette for your get back. There's supposed to be an etiquette for, let me get a chance to at least get it back. Yes. And go from there. And Priest was pulling Eddie from it, and dude was like, nah, I ain't having it. And once again, people talking to Priest all types of grease in the entire movie, bro. Yeah. Like perm fade, having motherfucking just smack the shit down.
And it's just the way his appearance, like you said, it just goes back to the way he looks. Like where niggas like.
So let me ask you this: if you see somebody, because even in today, 2026, right now we live in an era where no matter what, you always got to be aware of your surroundings and be cautious of what other people are doing. So I think about road rage and stuff. Like you never know what people got in their car with them and what they're willing to do. It's easier just to be quiet. But would you have the same mindset if you saw somebody like Priest? Would you think to yourself like, I don't know, man, this nigga just ain't out here just. I know he gets shit talked to him all the time. I don't think he just out here taking it. He probably got some hands on him or something. Tooled up.
So is it? So are we
talking greasy? Like it's one thing to let him be, but you talking greasy to him. Like you really think he's soft? Like you perm having motherfucker?
Do you? And again, I think that plays into are we strangers? Do he know? Do I know this is Priest? And
nah, you don't know. He just a nigga with a.
Oh, then yeah, I'm probably talking greasy. Yeah, I'm probably talking greasy.
I like to think that somebody like that is prepared for life. So maybe I don't know, but you're probably right, especially in that moment when emotions are taking over.
Yes,
I need my bread. Like I don't care about none of that. I don't know if I'm gonna. I might step to you about that. I don't know if I'm gonna go to the name calling just in case you do take it to that level.
But it boils down to exactly what you said. Like it don't matter if we shooting hoops, playing 2K. You the king, we know. Anything.
Okay, like, you say something about 2K?
anything like that. Like you always gotta let a nigga get his get back. Like, all right, you won, double or nothing. You know, all that shit.
One of my favorite moments. Y'all heard me talk about this, man. I love Rounders. I love the movie Rounders with Matt Damon and Ed Norton, and they pretty much are card aficionados, but they also some hustlers that they want to be. Like Matt Damon's character can play cards straight up, but Worm, Ed Norton's character, he got some hustle to him. And sometimes they do these two-mans. And Matt Damon's a smart one. Like he's the one that peeped everything. So he made sure, as they was like robbing this other team blind, he made sure, like, man, you gotta let them win some of their money back. That's how this works.
Got to.
You can't just rob them blind and just bounce, bro. Now you're on somebody's radar. We can't do this again if they think we pros and so on and so forth. So yeah, that's a great point that you make. The next scene that I had was meeting Scatter. So us meeting Scatter, and it gives you a little bit more history about, without showing us exactly how they got there. Not the flashback scene, but mostly about the gym. We know that the gym is legitimate. Like, it was just a front, but now it's a legitimate. Where you see Scatter actually teaching class, he's got students. Like, it went from something that we just needed as a hustle or something to watch this money to, I got an interest in this. I really want to do it. Similar to The Wire, right? Stringer Bell had his like a FedEx type of shot, his Kinko's. He told his whole crew, like, we're not running this like we do in the corner. We're running this like a real business. That's the only way this works. And so you can see the development. You can see that they're both smart individuals, because obviously you deal drugs, people think the worst of you. They think you're from the lowest places. You don't have any intellect. It's actually the opposite. Probably some of the best business people are the people who are into that trade, and you can tell that they used it for good. And you can we also learn that Scatter is the plug. Like, he ain't just a mentor, he's the plug. And we know that that's where Priest learned to fight. And the conversation about, I really like the conversation about the belt. What belt am I? I'm a black belt. All right. How many times you see me wearing a belt? You'll never see me wearing a black belt. And if I do it, you never see me wearing a belt. And if I do, it's brown. The brown gets people to respect me, but leave me alone. If I wear a black belt, now people want to test me. Yeah, they want to say, oh, you really like that? Let's see. Said, man, so I don't wear the black belt. I don't have to prove anything. Like, all that stuff. I really enjoyed that. And he also told him no to upping the supply. Like, I don't know what you got planned. I don't know what you got going on, but life is good right now. What we doing is good. None of that. Like, everything cool. And I get them. Like, we all millionaires. We all living good. You got 2 girls. Like, you ain't never been caught up by the boys. Like, what you want to change up for? Well, change is bad in that type of business.
But I think one thing that we skipped, you know, as we talked about the situation with Juju, was the shooting. You know, Juju, you know, like you said, pulled out the strap and he shot a young woman. And I think that's when Priest kind of start thinking about the end. You know what I mean? Like, because like, it's like you said, like, anything can happen any day of the week. Again, and I think that they did it for a reason. Juju just didn't like this nigga. Like, and it's so many people right now in the graveyard because somebody didn't like them, didn't know shit about them. I just don't like the way that nigga look. Nigga, I'm about to clap this nigga. Like, that shit is crazy.
Yeah, there's people like that.
Yeah. Now imagine a nigga that do know you and do know that you got millions. You feel me? Like, you got to watch your back from them too. Like, so how long do you really want to, you know, watch your back and be on alert? You know, so
great point. Got a great point.
Yeah.
And just following up the Scatter thing, my next scene was them following Scatter.
Yes.
Like, Priest and Eddie following Scatter and to get to the plug. And I like how Eddie was hesitant and kind of brought up loyalty. Like, Priest, I'd never do no shit like this to you. You know what I mean? Like, I know Scatter's your mans. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't understand this right now. Like, what are we into? And I love the fact that Eddie was the comic relief in some sense.
Yeah.
But I don't like going. I don't want to go nowhere where the J's are silent. I want to hear the J's.
Straight up.
And I felt him. Like, bro. Imagine. And I know this is your line of work. This is what you sign up for. But imagine your man's hit you up in the middle of the night. You don't know what you're doing. You find out that you're tailing his mentor and y'all connect. And then as you following him, all right, we in Atlanta, bro. We crossing over Georgia lines. Like, we in Texas. We get to Texas. Damn, we still here. I've been driving all night. And then you want us to go to Mexico? Nigga, I'm driving to Mexico? Nah,
nigga
bro.
said I've been driving for 10. This nigga been driving straight for 10 hours.
At what point, and I guess you can't really if you in that work, but at what point do you look at your mans and be like, hey, bro, you doing too much. Like, this is too far. But it's also like, we came this far. Like, we ain't about to turn around. We about to go over here in Mexico. I don't know, man. It's just some wild shit. But all of that and them just kind of trying to go behind Scatter's back to get his way. Were you surprised by that at all? Like, him
yeah, I definitely was. I was surprised more at Scatter saying no. Especially, I just was surprised that Priest didn't explain why. You know, it seemed that he explained it to Eddie, but he didn't explain it to Scatter, and that just was weird to me. Like, why
I don't
not
think
just
you could explain? I don't think you can tell your connect that you plan on leaving the game.
this my mentor as well, though. Like,
yeah, but I get what you're saying. I'm not saying that what you're saying is wrong. All I know is I've seen enough movies to where nobody really likes to let people out the game that easy.
But here's another thing, another option. This is what, and I'm not trying to tear this movie down and go too deep, but this nigga, I get why he doesn't want him in the game, right? Or doesn't want him to pull out. You are buying enough dope for Atlanta, Nashville, here, there, blah, 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 blah. Somebody else can take over. Like, you obviously you trust people in other states, like, so you can pass this shit down, like, you know what I mean? So,
but let me ask you this: all you saying is well said, and I hear you. But just from if I'm looking at it from Scatter's perspective, I can trust other people, but the person that I'm directly dealing with is somebody you got to trust the most. And I don't know if anybody can replace Priest in that sense. You know what I mean? Like, maybe if Priest leaving, I'm out too, because and the reason I'm even harping on this is because you're in that line of work where all it takes is one person, one thread, as Priest said, and that's going to undo the whole strain. And I can't afford at Scatter's age, let's say he's 50, can't afford to be going to jail at 50 because you switch up the operations, you want to leave. Like, nah, nigga, I'm not ready to retire yet.
Yeah.
But we see this everywhere. Like, anytime somebody tries, it's an ordeal to get out the game. Or get out the game, should I say. So, it's an interesting conversation to have. So what you're saying, it makes sense. It's not lost on me. What's your next scene? Probably the party?
Yes.
Yeah, yes. I figured as much.
Yes. With your boy Ross in it.
Ross, the funniest nigga ever, bro. Yeah. Real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
Before you get into it. So Fat Freddy was pressing Priest.
Yep.
And I always laugh at the name Fat Freddy because I remember freshman year of high school, our basketball coach, I'm not even going to say his name because, I don't know what he's up to these days. He's probably not listening to Culture Guard, but either way, that's the case. But I remember my freshman year basketball team. So at our school, it was weird. We had a freshman team and a sophomore team.
Yeah.
Where the sophomore team, it was sophomore JV varsity, would always be on the same schedule. And the freshman team had their own stuff. I was on the sophomore team as a freshman, even though it was all freshmen. They split us up, which was wild because Goody and Jay Moore, who are the two best, they were moved up to JV, and it was the rest of us. Had they kept us together, we'd have been dominating. But that's another story for another day.
Yeah.
I say all that to say, I never forget we played a game in Milford. Who was on the road. And my coach, he was also my English teacher freshman year. And anybody who's played school sports, until you get to JV, really until varsity, maybe sometimes you get lucky in JV, but you're talking about middle school and freshman year, bro, them coaches don't know shit.
Nope.
Them coaches don't know shit, bro. That's an extra paycheck for them. It really is. Like, a lot of them don't know anything. They don't know the difference between a tennis ball and a golf ball sometimes. And you wonder to yourself, you don't know it at 14, but as you get older, you be like, yo, you don't know shit.
You don't know shit.
And I remember my coach, we were playing Milford. If you're from Cincinnati area, you already know East Side, Milford.
Yep.
You just know. And this dude, man, he looked like old boy from Bad Santa, a little kid. Like a chubby kid, little curly hair. He was cooking shit. He ain't cooked me. He was cooking shit.
Oh, he tore your shit up.
Nah, he was cooking shit. I ain't gonna hold you. He was cooking shit.
Yeah.
And I remember at halftime, we go in the locker room, and our coach, he had a little bit of a temper. He was throwing trash cans, messing up boards. Nobody in. You guys are letting Fat fucking Freddy do whatever he wants to on the court. And y'all know how it is when the adults are mad and you look at your boy or look across the room and somebody give you that face, like that little smirk, and you're trying to stop yourself from laughing. That's exactly how it was. And I remember our varsity coach had to step in before we went back on the court. He was like, hey, man, like, it's like the second locker room you've done this to. Like, you guys stop breaking their shit. Like, we got to pay for this. Like, it was just a big thing. Either way, that has nothing to do with the movie. It just makes me think. Anytime I hear Fat Freddy or Freddy in general, I always think about that moment at Milford, and he was hot. You guys are letting Fat fucking Freddy do whatever he wants to. And if you saw dude, you would have been on the same shit. Like, that's the nigga cooking y'all? Yeah. It's like Jokic, like the early Jokic when he was just like, you don't even look like you know the weight is. Either way, go back to the scene.
Nah, I just, because you just randomly saying that, it reminds me of that day when your mom was flipping out on us. Remember that at the ATM?
For what?
We was young, and remember your mom always used her middle finger to do her ATM thing. And I think you looked at me and was pointing to it, or I pointed to you, and we was geeking, and your mom was already mad. She was on our ass, boy.
Yeah, man. We got a few stories. People was already mad, and we just took it to another level.
Took it to another
like
level.
The infamous granddad story, man. We was just laughing. I don't even know what we was laughing at. We just the more he got upset, the more it made us laugh.
Yep. And again, if you know his mom's, which you niggas don't, his mom's is peaceful, man. She's a sweet lady, man. So
yeah, she's a sweetheart.
I think she cussed or something too. I was like, oh, she mad. Like,
yeah, man, mom's a sweetheart. So yeah, it must have been one of them days for her.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, what you got about the party scene though, besides your boy?
The shorties fighting over Freddie,
which is crazy,
which is insane. Rick Ross always in a movie acting like he's selling dope.
Rick Ross, Rick Ross had the nerve to say, he pointed at Freddie and said, "I don't like this fat motherfucker."
Yeah,
like,
shit is crazy.
Like, nigga, Spider-Man.
Yeah,
nigga, which one is you?
Hey, Drake said that Ozempic be having niggas tripping. And I also wanted to point out, and I think this is very important, was the fact that how paranoid Priest was. You know, when I guess the servers made something, the electric pop or something, and he jumped, like, let you know where he was at before the party.
Before everybody got there,
yes,
stuff like that.
Yes. He was just, he's somewhere else. His head is pretty much gone. I got to get out of this shit. Like he's definitely trying to get out. Then, and I'm sure you're gonna bring it up, so go ahead. But the Eddie and Fred.
Yeah, it's funny when you say that about him being paranoid. I instantly thought of like, "You're nobody till somebody kills you." Like the Biggie song. Like I just think about like just when and that's another reason why Big is one of the greatest ever. Just the way he painted the story.
Yeah.
And I know Skool would always say, you can close your eyes and you can kind of see everything that he's rapping. Like you can visualize it. But if you listen to that song, you kind of hear the paranoia just all throughout. And that's what it kind of felt like with Priest, where he was in life. But I talked about the Rick Ross part of it. But really, Eddie gave Freddie a brick, which is why Eddie wouldn't have been Eddie's probably a great number 2. I don't know if he'd ever be a leader. Not that he doesn't know his stuff, but he doesn't make good judgment calls. He doesn't have the discipline like Priest does. Because everybody, I get it. You want to help your mans out. I get that. Like you've been on our team, you've been loyal. I don't want you to feel like you left out. I don't want you to feel like you're the low man on the totem pole or you being disrespected. Yeah. But there is a method to the madness, and there's a reason why Priest is making the decisions he's making. Yeah. In which we see, like, bro, you out here living reckless, getting neck dinners on the fucking middle of the night. Man. But Eddie did that just on some like, hey, damn nigga, bro, shut up. Here, take this brick.
Yes.
Like, that's never a good option for anything.
And real quick,
yeah, go ahead.
Another Biggie reference. 10 crack commandments: never get high on your own supply. It's a big rule. Yeah, and we can tell that Freddie likes to get high.
Not only that, I'm not gonna hold you. If I'm Eddie, like I gave you the brick, and then a few moments later, your side chick and your main chick fighting, I need that brick back.
You seen this niggas recording it, and Eddie.
I like know, but that's why I said if it was me, like I need that brick back. Like I see where this is going.
Yeah,
like, I see where this is going, and you and I think it might have, as silly as it is, that's low level behavior. And what I mean by that is people on the bottom of the totem pole can do shit like that. Once you went upper management, you can't do that shit, bro. Like you can't bring this type of energy. And why are you finding this entertaining? We trying to celebrate our wins, and you got your girls in here fighting. That only causes more trouble, which we directly see right after this, where your main girl is she in the Snow Patrol mansion.
Yes.
She in the Snow Patrol mansion, like giving up all the information. Now they know for a fact that you was the one that did the shooting. They got the drop on you, bro. Like all because a woman scorned.
Yep. And that's the truth. And like you said, another thing that we noticed throughout all of these gangster movies, or whatever crime movies is, especially when there's a heist or something that's done, obviously Priest went behind his plug's back and his connect and got the plug, or vice versa, however it works. And they making buku money, and this nigga Eddie has a $600,000 watch on. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
wow,
you are fooling, bro. Like, we supposed to only have $600,000, nigga. Like, you tripping. Again, goes back to what you said. Like, he's a great number 2. Because you need a priest ahead of you to tell you, like, bro, no, put that away. You know, you tripping. All that shit.
but it always does lead into issues, as we saw them have between the two, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about. I know I teased it a little bit earlier, but we can have the conversation now, where that tension between, like, Eddie felt like, hey, I've been here with you for this entire ride. I never let you down. I never like went behind your back on nothing. Why don't you give me that same respect to run things on my own or make these decisions? That was a lot of the things that he said. Like, we're supposed to be partners, ain't we? Why I need your permission to go hit at Snow Patrol when Nature's tried to take you out? Like, that shouldn't be something we have to talk about. I should be able to make that call 50-50. So Eddie looks like they was 50-50 partners, and Priest looked at it like he was the top dog, and Eddie's his number 2. Like, he might be a very close number 2.
Yeah.
But you ain't necessarily, like, we're not equal in terms of decision making. And that's a slippery slope to kind of go down, because if you don't have clarity, if roles aren't assigned, so this is another thing. Me and Good, this isn't a high school basketball story, but me and Good were talking about this recently, where I remember when I got to varsity, one of the best things that happened, Coach Atkins gave us all a binder with our roles. Like, really sat down and said, like, this is what you are on this team. Like, I don't care if you can shoot the 3, I don't care if you can dribble. Like, I need you to box out, rebound, play defense. Like, that's what your role. So he had everybody, and everybody got a copy of it, so you knew, like, these are our scorers and our playmakers. You are our defensive rebound person. You are this, you are that, and that's really mapped it out. And it's smart, because there's no confusion. Like, bro, I don't care what else you can do. If you develop them more, then maybe we can change your role. But for right now, this is what I want you to do. Like, this is your only thing. I don't want you, if you're supposed to be down there in the post, like, I don't want you shooting threes like Steph Curry. I don't care if you can make them or not. We don't need that on this team. So knowing who you are and what your role is and where things align, that's always good. But the biggest thing about it, this what separates championship teams from people in the lottery, everybody has to buy into it. And I think that and we don't know much information. I don't know what the conversation, I don't even know how long them two been running together. Like, that flashback scene when we see Priest with Scatter is the little dude by Jacob Lattimore. Is that supposed to be Eddie? Like, I don't know. I don't know how long they've been running together, but I wonder if it started one way and then kind of developed into something else.
Right.
Or if it was Priest's thing and he was just kind of like, yo, I'm going to bring you in on this. Either way, it was some confusion on what the role was. Because sometimes I know what it's like. I don't know what it's like. Let me not say that. But I'm sure I can imagine if you're the number 2 for so long, you really do feel like you got some equity. Like, you can start making some decisions or some calls to where, I bet I'm going to do this, that, and the third. And if it could be the smallest thing, but the person in charge might look at it and say, yo, I want you to run that by me, just because there should be a chain of command. Now, do they have to? Probably not. But that's the stuff that can cause friction.
Yeah, for sure.
So, like, for example, if you did something on behalf of Culture Garden, right? Because you were part of Culture Garden, right? So, I saw this opportunity. I talked to this person. We got this planned out. If I came to you and said, hey, bro, don't ever, like, that goes through me, you'd be like, bro, what the fuck is you talking about? Like, why is it that deep? I'm trying to help us out. Like, it's a natural friction to where if you don't have that conversation, you don't know. And you better be cool enough to where you can have a convo in real time and be like, I bet, like, that's cool, or in the future I want it like this, blah, blah, blah. But I don't think that was happening between Eddie and Priest at some point. Or Eddie really thought he was 50-50.
Well, I can't remember. Or maybe he did. Did Eddie did say something to Priest, right? And Priest told him, like, no hit back. Like,
That's why. That's why when, because remember, Q came to the art gallery.
Yes.
And then that's when he found out about what was going on. Or that's when Q told him, like, what about your boy Eddie? Where was he? Like, Eddie was with me. And then he saw Eddie at the shooting range or the gun range. He said, hey, bro, I thought I told you. He's like, did you? Yes. He's like, I ain't do the shooting, but I definitely pushed the button. He told him, I pushed the button.
Yeah.
And that's when Priest got mad. And that's when Eddie said, bro, I thought we 50-50. We partners. Like, what you talking about? Why you mad at me?
So let me say this too. There is nothing like when you already believe something in your head. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Even though the Snow Patrol and all that shit, they was right in thinking that he did it. But I don't care what Priest would have said, because we knew that he was telling the truth, that Eddie was with him. Like, in that scene, when I remember rewinding it, Priest just didn't look convincing enough. Like, almost like he was just trying to tell him, like, kind of give him a, yeah, I did it. Like, yeah, because he was just that pause of he was with me. Like, that, just that little, he was with me. Like, nigga, he was with me. Or I would have stopped him from, and Eddie was with me. Like, before you even think that, Eddie was with me. We was over, but I don't know. I think that in that scene too, when he brought it to him, he should have told Eddie, one of those deep lines of like, listen, man, take some time, take 2 days, 48 hours. If you're still thinking about it, then let's come back, circle it back, talk to me.
You talking about as far as the retaliation?
Yes, but I think certain people, you just,
like you said,
if he thinks he's number 2 though, and he has enough pull, when you tell him that, when you say no to him, he's like, damn, why this nigga saying no to me? Like, nigga, he ain't no higher than me. Like, you know what? Fuck that. Like, so nigga just was like, nah, nigga, I'm doing what I gotta do. Shit.
Nah, that's a good point.
That's and he gave, how much money was that he gave that lady? Shit.
Hold on, we talking about the cop?
No, that was a meal. I'm talking about the young girl that got shot. Remember, he pulled
like 50,000, if I'm not mistaken, like 50K.
Yeah. And then they had to pay her again. Snow Patrol gave her some money, didn't they? Was that Snow Patrol? Yeah, I think Snow Patrol said they gave her some bread too.
Yeah, Snow Patrol definitely gave him some bread. That's what I was counting the Snow Patrol money, not anybody else's. But that's, as I said earlier, that's just the whole premise of needing a good team. Like, it's so hard for these empires to even stay upright because one person feel like they being slighted or they not getting they just due or not making enough money. The whole empire falls. Yeah. So that's a big part of it. Speaking of, they leaving that party, Fat Freddy and his girls getting into it, and then we see him getting a neck dinner. He's driving through the Atlanta streets. One of my favorite moments in the movie is that cop, like the look on his face. Like, I know this nigga's not, like, my man had her head down and all that. Like, ain't no hiding. And remember, Juju was ready to lay him down anyway. Like, hey, Juju was funny, bro. Juju, because like, why, like, nigga, you need a hug. You ever shot a bitch with a dick in her mouth? Like, damn, bro, why you looking forward to this?
Why are you so mad, bro?
Yeah, man, what's wrong with you? And singing Riding Dirty,
man.
While you searching my car, bro, you trying to be funny? Singing Riding Dirty while you doing that shit. Remember that time we got pulled over? That cop was in there singing "See Me Rolling." I'd have been mad as hell, bro. Like, hey, man, stop playing with me.
Listen,
stop playing with me.
That is insane, bro. But Eddie deserved it, or excuse me, Freddie deserved it. And let me say why. You need tents on your shit, especially if you know you that type of nigga, bro. I'm putting tents on my shit.
And y'all doing coke in here and everything, bro. Like,
I'm putting tents on my shit. You gonna have
that's a good point.
I'm gonna make it hard. I'm gonna make it hard on you, pause, for you to catch me. This nigga made it super easy. Like, this nigga driving past the street lights, like he looked right in there, could see everything. Like,
that's why that's why the cop's face was even more funny, because he literally could not believe it. Like, I know you ain't that dumb. And you riding a nice car. You in a Beamer or something. Like, so
yeah, that's my point.
You out here wilding. And so they take him. Then we meet the other cop who's like the head in charge, and she gets the drop. She finally, all this years, they always say it takes 30 years to build a reputation, 30 seconds to break it. All these years we've been low. Nobody knows who Eddie is. Nobody knows who Priest is. It's all been ruined, all because of a side chick, bro. All because of a side chick. I don't even know if it's really fair to put it all on her, But if he's not in that situation, none of this gets found out. Because she's the one that started. They put the gun on her head, like, tell me your name. She could have left it at Eddie. But she mentioned Priest too. And he told her, like, I ain't even mad at you, because what you're supposed to do in that situation, except for be mad at yourself, because it should never went down like that. But the cop, that's what did shock me. Let me back up. I was shocked that they let him go. And then I was shocked that they came back and killed him, which doesn't make sense, because I expected them to kill him anyway. But I ain't expected to be in that manner where you think you're free and all of a sudden pull you over again, and now you out of here.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm with you. I wasn't shocked they let him go, because obviously they was dirty cops. So that was definitely obvious. But soon as he made the comment of, like, I'm just concerned about how I'm going to tell Priest and Eddie or whatever, and then they shot him, it made sense, where I was just like, oh, they don't want him to get the drop, basically, like, because they could leave town or run out or whatever. So they just didn't want him to get the drop. So that made sense. But in the moment when he was clapping, I'm like, damn, and he killed the car, damn. And they ain't make no mention of old girl. Oh, yeah, they did. Okay, I was about to say, they ain't even make no mention of old girl, but they did.
Oh, yeah, 25-year-old, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's a cold world. And old girl crying at the funnel.
Bro, that shit pissed me off.
Him up. Like, not that, now that didn't necessarily have anything to do with you, but they was gonna knock him off anyway. So if the cops didn't show up, Snow Patrol would have got him. So don't be boo-hooing at my shit knowing that you did it. Showing up like Big Red and shit.
I'm haunting shit. That's why, hey, man, they better not man, let me stop.
So now that the cops have this information, I want to ask you about this. Cops have this information, so they come up to the furniture store. They start shaking down Priest and Eddie. Priest puts it together. Like, once he gets the bag and finds the brick in it, he knows only one person could have given Freddie that brick. Yep. He starts blaming Freddie for it, and they get into a fight. Are you blaming, or it's not Freddie, he started blaming Eddie. Are you blaming Eddie as well? Like, if you Priest, are you trying to talk it out, or you getting into a squabble also?
We squabbling. And the reason we squabbling is because
he choked this man's out. Choked him out.
Freddie did, like, you just made it where 3 things in a row, like 4, like Snow Patrol on our ass. Now we got to pay these cops $1 million that we don't have.
Cash is crazy.
And I'm trying to dip out. What else? Like, a lot of it, like he said, all this shit is your fault. Like, it really is. Like, it all boils down to you. Like, you the common denominator, nigga. Like, I hate the fact that old girl did talk and tell his name and Priest and all that shit, because I feel like that's a conversation you have with your main chick and your side chick. Like, yo, if we ever get pulled over, like, he just don't say nothing. Like, nah, like, I don't care if they put a gun in my head. I ain't telling them shit, and you can't either. You can give them your name. You can give them everything about you. Make sure you play cool. But me, I'm going this route. And don't tell them shit. Like, that's a combo you have.
That's real, though, because that's a great point, Skool. There's a song Nas got where he talked about, like, teaching this girl, like, how to watch for cars that follow, and just showing you ways of the streets. Like, watch out for this, watch out for that. This could be what's going on. And like you said, if I'm in that life, it's all about preparation. If this ever happens, I talked about Ocean's 11 earlier. In Ocean's 12, once Andy Garcia's character, I can't think of his name right now, Ted Benedict. Once Ted Benedict found out Ocean's 11 was the one that robbed him, and he was at the beginning of Ocean's 12, he was making his rounds, popping up on everybody.
Yep.
There was a moment when Danny Ocean, George Clooney's character, was on the phone with his wife, Tess, Julia Roberts' character, and she saw them pull up, and she said something like, there's a leak in the basement and the lights on.
Yep.
And he knew, like, hang up right now. Like, there's certain things
he's here. Yep.
This probably will never happen, but if it does, you need to be prepared for it.
Yes.
So that's a great point of what you're saying right there.
Yep.
Like, if you in that game, you should already know, like, this could happen one day, and this is how you respond to it. Don't let them scare you, shake you. Like, don't let them do none of that shit, because all it is scare tactics. They don't know shit unless you tell them. 90% of cops' work is information that they receive, not necessarily information they find out on their own. It's people telling them shit. Shut up.
it's crazy because if your woman asks you a question, she already know the answer, nigga.
That's fair. That's a good point. That's a good point.
But I'm glad, again, we kind of going this way, but that's kind of like the big movie with Leo this year. Or last year.
One battle after another?
One battle after another. Like, it was 16 years later, but nigga, they had a plan in motion and set up. Like,
yeah.
That nigga could remember that
no
shit.
matter what, this is the code. This is the rule. This is what we go by. If you forget, that's on you, bro.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, that's on you. So, we talked about old girl crying to Freddie. She lined him up. But really, I want to talk about that scene because after Priest pays the money to the cops, Scatter pops up on him with the gun. And we ain't seen Scatter in a while. And you're like, you put a guy on me? Well, I put a guy on you too. Let's go ahead and get to it. And we see the origin of the relationship. So that's where we get the throwback scene and kind of how he got taken under his wing. And we also saw another scene when Priest went to go get that money from his old house. We heard in the background of his mom yelling, I thought I told you to stay away from that Scatter. If you're going to be doing that, I don't want you around here, and I don't want that type of money, all that stuff. I mean, he takes Priest to confront the plug, but we find out Scatter's been stealing, and they kill Scatter.
Yeah.
Any thoughts on that scene as a whole?
I think that it's very, very telling in the sense of, I think that it almost one of those things that bothered me in a sense of just because I feel like they didn't have a way to get him out of that situation. So that had to be it.
I'm not gonna hold you. Like from that moment on, the rest of the movie, so it's probably like 30 minutes after. I'm trying to get a real good timestamp so we can make some sense of it. So Scatter gets killed. There's about 20-something minutes left in the movie. In the last 27 minutes, it just doesn't make sense. So you go straight from that to you would think that there's going to be something. And I guess there was a regrouping where he's with his two girls. They go back home. But Snow Patrol, that's when they busting this shit. Pause. Whoa. That's when they breaking his crib.
Yeah.
And they shooting up everything. These niggas even got white guns. Like they going too far.
They going too far with the comedy. Man.
Going too far with the comedy. But obviously the one girl, Cynthia, she gets killed, which is the one who's about that life. She was talking that shit. Like, y'all want to leave? I ain't leaving. This is part of who I am. And she went out on her sword.
I just don't. Man, that's weird talk.
Go ahead. What you about to say?
Nah, you got this Uzi, that bitch spitting, and you can't hit nothing. That shit silly, man.
All them guns, you ain't shoot nothing. All them guns, you ain't shot shit. But obviously, they get out of there, and there's a crash.
Hold on. Hey, that Juju said, "You's a bitch." Jumped over that fire. Nigga said, "That's fire, man. I'm cool." Something. You's a bitch.
Juju got some, man. I want to hear. I want an origin story for Juju.
Hey, I'll watch that Tubi movie all day. That shit.
I want to know your childhood, who he was. Like, bro, what got you so angry? So that man, he a bitch. A whole thing of fire, blazing on fire. Apartment engulfed. That nigga say, "Oh, you a bitch. I'm about to get after you." And then we see old girl, Georgia. She out there busting. She get Q. Q runs into the statue. He dies. And then they in the hotel talking about their last move. And then, of course, we get the big setup where Eddie goes to Snow Patrol. Like, once again, this is definitely a turn your brain off moment because Eddie walks in there, Eddie on the ground. Like, ain't no conversation. Especially with somebody like Juju. We've been talking about all episode how much of a hothead he is. You're not getting out of this situation. They don't care. And I know he wants to get to Priest, but I feel like Juju's one of them people like, bro, I'll drop you and I'll find Priest on my own. I don't even care. Like you owe the bullet because I know you're the one that made the call on my man's. You sent Frat Freddy to come get us. So him even showing up to the store, to the
and talking about he got demands.
Yeah,
demands. Like, nigga, what?
So he did all that, and they get bust down by the cops.
Mm-hmm.
They get bust down by the cops. And that's pretty much it. I love the rest of the movie. I mean, you get Priest with the mayor pretty much getting his way, like doing, like, can you take a selfie with me? But show the video of all the foul shit. Yeah, nigga, I got you in my pocket. The plug, the connect, should I say. He gets found out about he being the one that sent his brother to the jail. And then, of course, the cop, she gets found dirty. She gets the bricks with her. The rest of the force come on her. And then, of course, Priest gets a chance to actually beat up the one cop that shot Freddy. So once again, it's just a scattered 20-something minutes to wrap up the movie while we see him in Georgia, on the boat. They in paradise sailing off and they happily ever after. And Eddie on the phone pretty much like, yeah, man, he at the gambling spot and everything is what it is. He got out the game like he wanted to. Eddie's in charge like he wanted to. George is at peace. The cops is arrested. Juju got lit up. Everybody got their happy ending. So not really much to talk about in my opinion, but did you have anything to add to it?
No.
Yeah, it is
horrible
what it is. It was one of those. You said what?
Horrible ending.
Once
but
again,
now I will say this:
the
the mother shit, that was smart. That was good shit. I like that.
In what sense? What you mean? Expound upon that, please.
Him using that information, because there's a moment in there where you're like, okay, how the fuck is he? Once he killed Scatter, it's like, okay, now how you really getting out of this shit? Because now you really
about the plug mom.
Yeah.
Next
like,
okay, got you.
Yes, because I was like, okay, you Scatter didn't want you to get out of it. Okay, but now that the real plug, the main guy, don't want you to get out of it, you really fucked. Like, ain't shit you can do about that. So I was thinking, like, how they gonna get out of this? And that was I like that. I like how they did that. But everything else, trash.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to say the least. So, yeah, that's the movie itself. Do you have any quotes? You got any best quotes?
No.
I got a few of them. I think I got 4. Ain't nobody more gangster than the bank.
That was a good one.
Fact. I already talked about one. You getting your Sammy Davis Jr. on, hide all the white girls. It doesn't matter how smart you are in a world of stupid motherfuckers. That's a bar. And then Eddie, fuck the Snow Patrol. A bunch of grown ass men who dress alike, they deserve to be shot. So I swear, my first time watching this and I saw Snow Patrol, I'm like, oh, y'all lame.
Lame as
y'all
fuck.
Super lame. Y'all corny. Did you have a scene stealer?
I guess Eddie.
Mine is definitely Big Bang Black. It's cute. The leader of Snow Patrol. Okay. Like, that's my scene stealer. That nigga hilarious to me. Told that nigga in that funeral when they was getting the funeral for their boy.
Yeah.
Hey, nigga, take that motherfucking bass out your voice. Hey, he kept telling him, man, hey, man, you still on that? You still on Freeze? Man, go on somewhere with that. You knew he was going to get shot.
Here, my thing. How the fuck? Well, go ahead. Keep going, man.
Nah, that's it. That's my scene stealer. Things that bother you.
Oh, great. I feel like they didn't do enough to tell you who Juju was, especially for when your boy, your scene stealer, got killed. Now all of a sudden he that nigga. Like,
yeah, I think that's it. He the number 2. I think you're supposed to just assume since he's the one getting the camera time.
This is why I don't believe it, bro. The way that nigga, just that scene you just described, the way that nigga told that nigga, put that bass out your voice. That's not how a number 1 talks to a number 2. Period.
Oh
no. That's how you talk to the nigga you tell to go get the French fries or to roll something up. That's how Beans was talking to your boy.
Which hand you roll up with, E?
Yeah. Nah, bro. That's not how you talk to your number 2.
No, listen. I'm not disagreeing. What I'm saying is somebody might argue and say, in some sense, that's how Priest was talking to Eddie.
No,
like Little Man.
No. Nope.
Fair enough. I'm not mad at that. I don't have.
But I also believe that Juju was so angry and in moments like that, when the leader does die, it is about who steps up sometimes. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if there's really no
Juju.
That's my point.
Juju's gonna murder everybody till he was the last man standing.
Yep, that's my point. Like, especially if they really was no number 2, or the number 2 got killed when Fat Freddy killed them boys. You know what I mean? So there was really no clear number 2.
I would like to believe there wasn't one. I would hate for there to be. Could you imagine if just some random person we ain't see all movie just popped in as the number 2? Like it would have been like so. What you're saying is a point, but that's A, it's a hole, and B, when I say it's a hole, it's obviously a script hole, but also it is a. It tells you about Snow Patrol.
Yeah,
like there was no organization. Like it all rolled on Q's shoulder because you can't. Once again, there's a large difference between how they ran and how Priest and his crew ran, and it makes sense as to why Snow Patrol was fucked up at the end and Priest and them wasn't. So
yeah, because remember the old girl from the police had said like we got so much shit on Snow Patrol, we just bullshitting right now.
Straight up, yeah. But yeah, they're like, man, I've been waiting for. She said, I've been waiting for somebody with your discretion to come along. So I don't have anything that bothers me because I went crazy trying to take this movie seriously. Come See About Me, not really. Any actors from The Wire, of course, the legend Michael K.
Legend, yes,
Omar Little,
yes,
one of the best TV characters of all time. Rest in peace, Michael K. Williams, man. But we do have a Wire actor in this movie. The soundtrack, I just want to point out, Future did executive produce. It kind of curated most of the soundtrack. It's a 2-disc or double album, as you would say. It sounds like a Future album. So, check it out if you want to. Wouldn't let that happen to me. Got anything?
Yeah, Juju should have blew old boy's hair off. That nigga said, take that bass out your boy. Hey, I'd have had to clap that nigga.
Nah, man, he knew what was up. He knew he went. He knew he ain't had shit for Q. Q out here running shit, bro. Goals in the mouth, man. That's Q, man. That's my dog.
Real quick, I'm gonna go back to this. The last thing I'll say about things that bother me because, like you said, we could spend all day on this section. I feel like for Priest to be as vigilant and just who he was, I feel like Juju was on him from the jump. From as soon as he walked in that building, like he just was on him. there's in our family, we got a big family, and my granddad was a big man and blase and all this. And my aunts, my uncles, they talk about how my granddad could look at you and you not be staring at him, but you could feel his stare. And I felt that stare. Like I've been in that situation where I was asleep and that man just sitting there staring at me. And I've woken up like, whoa.
Granddad?
Yes.
Hey, yes. What was you doing? Granddad ain't never stared at me, man. You knew what?
I was asleep. I was asleep in the room. And
but you was trouble though, so he had to keep his eye on you. I was trouble, man.
Hey,
I was
probably
easy.
Right.
I was easy, man. I was every grandparent's best wish.
Yeah. All right. So so yes, I feel like he just was he should have been on to that. Like he should have known from the jump, like, why this nigga keep watching me? What the fuck is wrong with this nigga? Like, but that's just something, that really bothered me. But other than that, I'm good.
All right. We get to the part of the episode where we get to rate the movie. The average viewer rates Superfly, the 2018 version, 5.3 out of 10. Too high, too low, just right.
I'm gonna go just right.
Yeah, it's just right. Like if it's definitely not a 6.
No.
And I feel like being if I was petty, I'd do like a 5.5. It's maybe slightly better than a 5.3. So yeah, I'll say slightly better, like a 5.6.
Yeah.
It's a 5.6, but it's not too much of a heart. So
I think you 5.6. If you round it up, that's a 6. You're doing too much.
Nah, we don't round up. 5.6. 5.6. That's what it is. Fair enough. Rose, bouquet, whole damn garden.
I'll give it a rose.
Yeah, it's a rose. It's a rose for sure.
Yeah.
All right, that's it. That's the episode, y'all.
Yeah.
Please make sure you hit us up. Instagram at the Culture Garden Podcast. Yes. Go see You, Me, and Tuscany this weekend. Opening weekend, man. Support these films as they get their open and run. Make sure you show out and support. Repost, tweet, everything else that y'all do. To make sure you're showing love to the studio in this movie. Showing the studio that you love this movie, should I say. Shout out to Rachel. She'll be back next week on our new episode.
Yes.
We'll have a big announcement for you. And shout out to Skool and his pod.
Yeah,
I don't know when your next episode drops.
Our next episode drops Monday, baby. Be ready. Be on the lookout for that. Real quick, I just wanted to say RIP to Michael K. Williams again. Actors like him are the reason that we do this podcast. And he's a thespian, never feeling like he was too big to do anything. If the role sounded interesting to him, he's doing it. And I felt like he did what he always does. He came to this movie and delivered, man. He was very good,
Absolutely.
Yeah, so.
Absolutely. All right, y'all. We definitely appreciate it. We'll check y'all next week. Please remember to subscribe, leave a comment, let us know what you think. Looking forward to next week's episode and catching y'all then. Until then, y'all be cool. Y'all be cool.
Peace. Oh, go see the Michael Jackson movie. Oh, no, that's for next time.
Yeah. All right, man. We out, man.
Nigga said he a great grand